Let's talk about cold exposure. So cold exposure is something that I've been experimenting with for many years, to be honest, with hot and cold therapy, hydrotherapy, sauna, steam, but less so with the cold exposure. And obviously now with Wim Hof, and it's become really popular. And a lot of guys are ice bathing regularly, cold showers and so forth. But there's a lot of value in it, to be honest. And I've been doing it regularly now for the last couple of years. And I just want to talk you through the benefits and my experience with it, because I feel it's probably one of the most important things, simplest things you can do for your health and well-being. And it really helps to boost your testosterone levels. And that cold exposure to your testicles really helps to boost your testosterone levels. So how do we do it? So you can just do a cold shower if you want to. Personally, I hate doing that because it's really stimulating. I'd rather jump into an ice bath. So what I do is I started off, the first thing I did is just getting ice and putting it in the ice tub. But it's a real schlep because you got to get the ice, the water's got to cool down, and then it lasts for like 10 minutes. And it can get expensive. Then what I did is I went and bought a deep freeze, and I didn't line it, but you can line it so mine didn't leak. You just fill it with water, turn it on, and then once a week you change the water. And I was doing that twice a day. I still do cold exposure twice a day. And the benefits I found out of that, I started slowly, just 3 minutes, and now I'm at 10 minutes. And it really invigorates you. And initially I was just doing it either before I ran or after I ran or exercised. And I found that was really beneficial. But the more I did it, the more I started to understand the benefits of it in terms of my mental health and well-being. And before I was getting quite low, maybe moody. And I think personally that cold exposure was the number one thing that just allowed me to break that cycle. And anyone that's had any sort of depression or mental health issues, you can really get into a bit of a hole. The cold exposure tends to really almost shock you out of that, and is what I found. So I really enjoyed it for that, for the benefits of the mood. But what it does is your body thinks it's in a dire situation, particularly if you're getting sort of sub 10 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but the body thinks it's in a dangerous situation, but it's not. So what happens is the liver secretes a whole range of beneficial chemicals that help to reduce inflammation, that improves your circulation, and that all has secondary effects on your brain as well. So it's really is incredible the positive side effects that you get from it. And apart from just feeling better, is I measure it with my biometrics, both through a Garmin watch or the Whoop band, or you can do it with an Oura ring. And particularly the Garmin one, they have something called a body battery, and but energy levels drop through the day. And the only thing, apart from maybe having a nap in the middle of the day, will stop that decline. After cold exposure and doing breath work, your energy actually goes back up, and it's measuring your HRV, your heart rate variability, and it has a really positive impact on that. So out of everything, and I've never seen any spike out of taking any supplements or anything, but the cold exposure, your body completely turns around. It lasts directly for about an hour. Your energy levels actually are boosting instead of declining. But for about 6 hours after, you've got those beneficial effects in your system, and you manage stress so much better as a result of it. I find I sleep better. And as I said, my mood is improved. Post-exercise, I find it really good. Now, there's some research that says that if you're trying to build muscle in terms of getting to the gym and you're trying to break down to build muscle, then it's not necessarily good. But, I'm not really interested in that. I'm more of an aerobic kind of exerciser. So I find it helps with that recovery. And it's just a really simple thing. And nowadays, what I use is just a inflatable ice bath. It's really simple. It's got a filtration device on it, and it's got a cooling system. And I just jump in there twice a day, in the morning and the evening. And what I combine it with while I'm in there is breath work. So I breathe in either 5 to 10 deep breaths, and then I hold my breath for as long as I can. And then I just continue to repeat that over the course of the 10 minutes. And that has benefits in itself, because by holding the breath, you're super oxygenating your brain, because it thinks that you're starving itself of oxygen. So that oxygen floods to the brain. So that I find really calming. and beneficial for my mood during the day. And it just drops those stress levels down. And if I've had a stressful day, it just gets rid of that stress completely as well. So I would highly recommend it. And if you get onto any of these forums on social media, there's so many people just enjoying the benefits out of cold exposure. So it's one of my main tips, and it's one of the main things that we recommend, along with sleep, eating well, exercising, all the things just to keep your body healthy. So if you've got a chance, get hold of start simple if you want to, see if it's for you. And I'm sure you're going to love it as I did, and so many other people are.